All right, so you're thinking about moving to Charlotte, but you've got a four-legged roommate to consider, like this one. So whether your pup is a pampered Yorkie or mixed mutt rescue or a trail running lab with more energy than a toddler on espresso, Charlotte just might be your dog's new favorite hometown. Stick around a little bit for this video. What we're doing today is we're going to be digging into why dogs and the people who love them are living their best lives here in the Queen City. And if you stay until the end, we're going to show you a real treat, literally, where your dog's just gonna love going. Hey everybody, welcome back to Living in Charlotte NC, the channel where we give you the inside scoop on all things Charlotte. So whether you're considering a move here, we're just curious about what life looks like around Charlotte, especially with a dog in tow, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Dave DeSilva, longtime Charlotte area realtor, U.S. Army veteran, ultra distance runner, and self-proclaimed lover of greenways, dry sarcasm, and well-behaved medium-sized mutts. I've helped hundreds of families, maybe dozens of families, relocate here to Charlotte, and let's be real, sometimes the decision comes down to what makes life better for your pets, and in this case, your dogs. So today we're covering dog parks, trails, vets, service dog services, which are training centers, dog events, everything else that makes Charlotte a tail-wagging paradise. Okay, well, Charlotte is home to over 15 official off-leash dog parks, with each of them having their own unique setup. We're heading into one now, but a few of the local favorites around Charlotte are the Fraser Dog Park in Uptown, and that's really perfect for social pups who want to network just like their owners. And then, of course, we've got Ray's Fetching Meadow at McAlpine Creek. That's a fully fenced, shaded area adjacent to miles of trails. And then there's Shuffletown Park in Northwest Charlotte. That's a huge space with, really popular with large dog breeds. I told you they were unique and had their own idiosyncrasies. And then, of course, we are sitting at William R. Davey Dog Park, which is city run, and it's known for its agility equipment if your pup's got moves. And it's located on the south side of Charlotte, pretty close to where I live. And this is where I've always taken my dog, who you can hear in the background barking a little bit. So we'll just do a quick peek in here. Small dogs, 20 pounds or less. Look, you should even leave your kids here. Can I take a picture of your dog? There we go. Hello, Pooch. Hey, Maggie. I know another Maggie. Don't be jealous. There you go. You got a little lockout gate. Bring your dogs in. A lot of times I've been down here with Duffy, and I'll send a little video of that, and it's been just loaded with people. So, dog parks all over the place. Great places. Plus, there's many suburban areas like Matthews, Huntersville, Fort Mill. They all have multiple fenced-in dog parks within short drives of most people in those towns. There are even dog-friendly trails and lakefronts, which bring us to, as a runner, I'm on the Charlotte Greenway system several times a week, and let me tell you, it's one of the best dog owner perks that we have around here. And like I said, the parks, and I've done some videos on this before, the McAlpine Creek Greenway and Little Sugar Creek Greenway, they offer miles and miles of shaded area, paved paths, perfect for walking, running, or even just a leisurely sniff and stroll with your dog. All right, I'll mention one other great dog park that I'm very familiar with. It is in the southwest suburb of Pineville, which I did do a video on. Maybe I could stick that right up here somewhere. Did a video on Pineville, standalone video on Pineville about a year or so ago. Probably needs updating, but it is in Bell Johnson Community Park, which is a great community park for the namesake. It's got activities, it's got places to go do picnics, it's got a pond in the middle with a little water sprinkler in it, but it's got a huge dog park, and the dog park is right alongside the southern tip of the Carolina Thread, the Carolina Trail, which is the greenway system from north to south and going through Charlotte. A lot of shade, very big, grassy, just an awesome place to take your pet. I was gonna say feline, but that would be cat. Awesome place to take your dog and enjoy, and then afterwards you could head over to Middle James Brewery and and grab a beer over there. But again, that's the last one I'm going to mention as far as parks goes. So you can see there's a ton of them. So many of the trails we just talked about also connect through neighborhoods or connect the neighborhoods to parks, breweries, and even shopping districts. And other friendly dog options consist of the following. You've got up north, you've got Lake Norman State Park, which is Jetton Park, part of the Lake Norman system up there. You can do hiking, paddling trails with access for those dogs that are getting a little bit warmer in the summer months to let them jump in the water. You've got one park that I go to all the time down in Fort Mill to do some runs, and that's Ann Springs Close Greenway in Fort Mill. That's about 2,100 plus acres of trails, lakes, fields, and dogs are certainly welcome, but leashes are required. What you're going to find there, you've got horse trails as well, so it's a good mix of everything you're looking for in that area. Next, we've got Freedom Park and Reedy Creek Nature Preserve, also offering water, shade, and just are perfect for weekend adventures. Just remember, if you're going to some of these parks, bring water, bags, bring a leash unless you're in a designated off-leash area. Charlotte loves dogs, but we also love rules. And Charlotte's vet scene is pretty solid with everything from general clinics to emergency care and then specialty services. Some of the most reputable vets or most common vets, the ones you're going to hear about quite a bit, include the Carolina Veterinarian Specialist, which is emergency and surgical. Also the Animal Medical Clinic or Medical Hospital and 24-hour service, urgent care on Monroe Road. Now you've also got the Ballantyne Veterinarian Clinic, which is great for wellness and prevention care. And lastly, the Dilworth Animal Hospital located near Uptown. And I didn't want to miss showing you this one. This is, of course, our vet, the Atrium Animal Hospital in South Charlotte off Route 51 and Carmel Road. And these guys took such great care of our dogs, Levi and Duffy, who both passed. One just recently, one a number of years ago. I wanted to make sure I mentioned them. Charlotte's got quite a bit. We've got holistic vets, mobile grooming services, and even canine chiropractors in case your pup throws out their back chasing a squirrel or something like that. Plus, plenty of local pet stores and vet offices now offer wellness plans, vaccines, and dental care for your canine. And for you folks who are moving to Charlotte, who own or are in need of a service dog, you'll be happy to know that North Carolina law is very friendly to service animals, and most public places, including restaurants, transit, hospitals, are compliant and accommodating. So that's a nice thing to hear. Now, there are also several top-rated dog service training organizations, including something like Positive Impact NC, and that is positive, not positive, and then also off-leash canine training in Charlotte. Now, if you're the kind of dog owner that believes a cold beer and a well-behaved pup are two of life's greatest pleasures, Charlotte is definitely your kind of town. There are just a ton of bars, breweries, even restaurants here that don't just tolerate dogs, they kind of roll out the red carpet, and sometimes literally. Let's start with the classics. One, which is the icon bar, is the Dog Bar in Noda, and it's legendary. It's a members-only bar where dogs are allowed off-leash inside the bar. And yes, you heard that right. Your dog can hang out socializing, stretch out while you sip a drink and talk about how your pup is definitely the smartest one there. They even hold breed meetups, social holiday parties, or holiday parties, I guess they're social, themed events. It's the ultimate dog people social scene. Then, of course, you've got Moo and Brew in Plaza Midwood. That's another favorite part burger joint, beer, or craft beer place, and 100% dog friendly on their patio. It's very laid back, fun, and a perfect place to go to for just a bite and a brew with your pup by your side. And the burgers, well, let's just say your dog may be begging you harder for a doggy burger than anywhere else in Charlotte. And Moo and Brew is a place I've taken my recently departed Duffy, and my son has taken his dog Doobie there many times. Other dog favorite places? Well, you've got Sycamore Brewing in South End. That's a huge outdoor space and often packed with dogs and food trucks. Next, you've got Lucky Dog Bark and Brew. Now, there are a couple of those in Charlotte, but the dog bar and the off-leash facility has multiple locations, like I said, around the metro. You got humans sipping beer and dogs running free, so no judgment if you let your dog socialize more than you do. Then there's Noda Brewing Company. That's known for being super pet-friendly with a shaded outdoor seating area, often water bowls set out for your visiting pups. And then last but not least is the old standby Mecklenburg Brewery. There's one up in the South End, and then there's a new one one down in the Bowl in Ballantyne. It's got a massive, both of them have massive beer gardens, family-friendly and dog-friendly places with events year-round. All right, so Charlotte's bar scene doesn't just accommodate dogs like I've been saying, it really does celebrate them. So if your idea of a good Saturday involves a leash in one hand and a logger in the other, you'll feel right at home here in Charlotte. So why don't you let me know a little bit in the comments down below, what kind of dog environment you have where you're coming from, and maybe we import some of that stuff here when you do move to the Charlotte area. Next, Charlotte's calendar is full of dog-friendly and dog-themed events all over the place. You've got Paws in the Park in Matthews, which is pretty cool. Every spring, this festival draws hundreds of dogs and their humans for a day of fun, contests, adoptions, and food trucks, of course. Food trucks are big in Charlotte. Another thing you got going on at a couple places is something called Yappy Hour. We've got Positive, Pause, and then we've got Yappy Hour. It's held at many of the local breweries like O&B, Old Mecklenburg Brewery, the No Doubt Brewing, and then of course Lucky Dog Bark and Brew. It's basically a dog park with beer, so that's kind of cool. Yep, you can let your puppy play or your big dog play while you sip a cold one. Best of both worlds. We've also got something called Halloween costume contest. You've got dog parades and seasonal adoption events. They pop up all over town from South End up to Lake Norman. One of the cool things I did a few years ago, I had clients of mine come to a baseball game at Truist Park. I can't remember if during this game or it was another game that I was there at, where they had a doggy day at the park, and every once in a while you'd hear a doorbell ring over the loudspeaker, ding dong, and it was funny because a whole bunch of the dogs would bark. So it's not just some of the Charlotte bars, but also the sporting events that really welcome in the dog environment. But another thing is there's dog swim day at a lot of the neighborhood pools. My neighborhood has done them in the past. I don't know if they're doing it this summer, but usually it's just before the pool closes, usually maybe early September, mid-September, and they let the dogs jump in there and they have a pool party for the dogs. Now, if you've made it this far in the video, your dog's probably already sitting by watching the video and wondering, when are you gonna make a move to Charlotte? So go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with your dog's name. We'd love to welcome them to the pack. And so if you're planning a move in the next 10 days, 10 weeks, or 10 months, please go ahead and reach out. Look down below in the description and you can you can connect with us by Zoom. We do have a Zoom link in there. And then during that Zoom call, we can go ahead and talk about all things Charlotte. And then also you can ask any questions about dogs. If I don't have the answer, I've got plenty of dog lovers. One of my lenders is just a rescue pet adopter. We've got a couple realtors in the office that are really big into the dog rescue scene as well. So finally, it comes down to a little bit about real estate. Where should you live in or around Charlotte, if your dog's comfort needs come first? Well, there's a few top contenders. One of those, of course, is South Charlotte, maybe Blakeney, Ballantyne, Waverly, my neighborhood, Ray Woods. They're newer homes, fence yards, and nearby trails. And when I say newer, I mean 90s, 2000s, late 2000s. Then a little bit to the east, you've got Matthews and Weddington. Those are going to be larger lots overall, maybe suburban parks, and then easy access to a lot of green space. Heading up towards South End a little bit, up north towards town, you've got South End and Dilworth. That's walkable, dog-welcoming businesses, condo living with nearby parks. If you have any specific questions about that area in general, send them to me. My son's got a dog and he takes them all the time to some of those pubs and the parks. And then moving again a little bit farther north of Charlotte, you've got Huntersville and Cornelius. We're there. You've got lake access, greenways, and great vet care as well. In a variety of places around Charlotte, you're going to find pet-friendly apartments, townhomes, HOAs dedicated dog amenities. They're all over the metro area. So just be sure to double check the lease laws, fence requirements, and HOA policies if that matters to your furry friend. Okay, so here's the little treat that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. This is behind me, Brusters Real Ice Cream in Matthews, where you can catch up on some of the calories you have been losing while you're walking your dog and get a free, they call it a hot fudge sundae, and they put 2 little bones and some vanilla ice cream, but that's a free ice cream for Fido too. And in this case, it was Doobie, who was with me today at the Brewster's Real Ice Cream for the free dog ice cream. All right, so whether you're moving for work, for lifestyle, or just need a change of scenery with a dog who fully supports your decision, of course, Charlotte is ready to roll out the welcome mat for both of you. Again, I'm Dave DeSilva with Longtime Realty, brokered by Keller Williams in Ballantyne. If you're serious about a move to the Charlotte area, please click that description down below to connect with me on a Zoom call. We'd love to talk to you. Let's talk homes, dogs, and how to make the move smooth for humans and hounds alike. My hound back there somewhere. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share this with a friend or a fellow dog lover who's thinking about relocating. Thanks again for watching Living in Charlotte, NC. And give your pup some extra belly rubs for me. Talk to you later. Bye.